Hi, I'm Rocket and welcome to my PvE guide for Scholar. In this video we're gonna go over everything Scholar for PvE, and it's meant to be more than just a combo guide. I'm gonna teach you how to use the class better in PvE. We're gonna go over my combos, my add-ons, and different tactics that I use to make it better in the grind. So let's get into this guide. Hey, before we get into it, I'm Rocket, and if you're new here to this channel, please leave a like and a sub. I would really appreciate it. We're on our way to break 5,000 subs by the end of the year, so let's crush that goal. Okay, over these last few weeks, I've been taking Scholar to different areas of the game, early game, mid game, late game, to kind of compare how she's doing. And then I went ahead and took her on a head-to-head against the Dami Mommy of BDO, the Guardian. We all know that she's a great grind class, so I was wondering if she could keep up, and her kill speeds ended up being very similar to the Guardian, but my Scholar was actually able to get more trash loot overall in the 6-hour test compared to the Guardian, just by a little bit, so that was very nice to see. Alright, real quick before we get into these combos, here's some skills that you should have off. These skills will slow you down if you have them on while you're grinding, so go ahead and click them off. Gravity Storm, go ahead and turn it off, but if you want to keep the skill, go ahead and quick slot it and you can still use it that way. Alright, let's get into these combos. I know that's probably why you're here. So first off, my combo is split up into two different parts. First off, you have your pre-buff. This is going to give you all your add-ons to go into the big damage sections of the combo. So first up, we're going to go with the up E into E, followed up by the E flow. Then we're going to go into the F and F flow for the DP down, and that flows nicely into Hammer Smash, where we're going to cancel with Core Fusion afterwards into infinite power. Now that I explained the pre-buff, let's go into the first damage section of my combo. This first setup is for when mobs are really low and you can quickly take it out. So after a pre-buff, we're going into home run, followed by the first hit of down RMB into down E, and if you need to, HammerSpin BSR into spacebar, but you probably can finish it without using the HammerSpin BSR. I don't recommend using HammerSpin BSR too often because we want to get to that 100 Z buff as often as possible. Okay, now that I explained the first one, let's get into a longer one. This is meant more for like areas where you have a Cyclops or an Olens where you need to dump a lot of DPS. After your pre-buff, again, we're going into home run, but this time we're going to go into the new Magnet skill, and after the Magnet skill, you have to reset your early pre-buff because by now those add-ons are gone. Then we're going to go into HammerSpin BSR, down E, and then we're going to go into spacebar to reposition to that back of the target again, and then restart the combo once more from there. You can just loop that indefinitely, but the point of Scholar right now is not to just learn these skills one by one. She's a very fluid class. You need to learn to use your skills on command. I'm going to show you here, there's different ways to take care of the targets, and you just have to gauge how many skills you need to throw out to take out that target in front of you effectively with as little time as possible. So these combos are here to just help you up at the start, but as you learn the class, you'll find yourself just freestyling it more and more because that really is how the Scholar feels like. You just throw in some skills after that pre-buff and the target should be dying shortly thereafter. Alright, for this next part, let me teach you a couple things about the class that are super crucial. For example, if you're ever low on health, how to use your infinite PvE iframe. All you need to do is dash to the left or to the right, but be careful, you can also do it forward, but it appears to have a tiny gap in between the iframes when you do use it forward, so you can take damage there. And now also on the same topic of damage, understand that Scholar has a lot of regen ability. You could be very low and she can get all her health back within just a couple skills, so make sure you know which skills give you her health back. Up on the screen right now are all the skills that you can use to regen your health mid-fight. And the next thing that I see some Scholars not use enough is to use her vacuums. Scholar has a lot of vacuums built into this class because her AoEs are small, so infinite power, hammer smash, hammer spin, they all have vacuums to bring mobs closer to you while you're using it. Up on the screen are all the skills that do have vacuums currently. Speaking of small AoEs, understand the sizes of the AoEs for this kit. This could make the difference between 1,000 less or 1,000 more trash loot. Up on the screen right now are the skills that have the biggest AoEs in the kit, so take note and use these effectively while you're grinding. Here quickly we're going to go over PvE add-ons. I'm not going to stay here too long, so take a picture if you want to write them down. But up at the front here we have Hammer Punch and Hammer in the Knee, which is going to start off our pre-buff combo For Core Fusion, I like to have the extra almost 60 DP on it just to make the Scholar even more tanky. Now, I don't like to lose crystals, so I put that there. Home Run needs to have crit rate. Home Run doesn't have 100% crit rate built in, and neither does the Magnus. We're short connecting to Home Run usually, so we add that crit rate there just to get a little more damage. Hammer Smash, our first DP down that we're adding to our targets, and another attack speed up just to refresh it. And towards the end, we have our second DP down just towards the end of the combo. When we do a long combo, we want to refresh that as well. And then we have that 35 HP built into HammerSpin just to give us some extra sustain if we get low in the middle of our grind. Okay, early game for Scholar, yes, she can do it. I wouldn't recommend it, and we're not going to stay too long on this topic. Over the year, her kit has become better with her QQ working a little more, but her AoEs aren't the best. If you are going to do early game, which should by now be irrelevant because you can get your Tet Blackster or whatnot, they're just better classes that you can use to actually take out these mobs a lot faster, and she just can't compete with these guys when it comes to overall ability in the early game. However, in mid game, she is extremely efficient. I was surprised myself on how good she was because she can move from one pack to the other so fast now. Her AoEs might not be as big, but all the damage she's putting out, she's taking out monsters really quick in that mid game, and then she can move on to the next pack quickly as well. So I would recommend her for PvE, maybe even low tier S class in the mid game. And in the end game, yeah, she's really good. She's built for the end game. This class can take a lot of damage. This class can deal a lot of damage. And on top of all that of being tanky, she can also heal a lot. So she's very mobile, very protected. And if we're talking about raw damage on small groups of target, which the end game is mostly based about, she does very well when it comes to bigger targets like the Cyclops or like mini bosses. She can also deal a lot of high damage to single targets very well. So I would highly recommend this class. As an endgame grinder, is she the best? No, but she is still a very effective class, and I will also put her in the S in the endgame. Okay, so final thoughts for the class. The class is very good in PvE. All the improvements over the year has improved the class to a much better state. The class is much different from where it started. I know back then it got a lot of bad rap when it first came out, but this is not the same class that was on our release. The class came out very buggy. There were a lot of mechanics that were not working correctly with her, and up to this date, she still has a couple things that are wrong, but you know, the class can't be perfect, and I don't want it to be perfect. I love the class as it is right now. It does a lot of things very well, and it fits my playstyle. And if you made it to this point, I don't think I could teach you anything more on this class. If you watch my 2 PvP guides, if you haven't watched them, go watch them now. You should know how to play this class both in PvE and PvP in all aspects of the game, whether it be open world or, you know, cap NodeWar or something. And here I'll start working on the new guides for the new bosses. I did say I would take care of that, and I'll probably go break my gear here soon. I still owe 100 billion because of the AOS fail. So and that's it, man. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you like my content, please like and sub. If you have any comments or anything you might know better that I don't know, drop a comment down below. I'd love to see that. That said, I want to send you guys some blessings. It's hard out there. Things a little tough for a lot of people right now. So y'all have a good one, man. Peace.